Welcome to another episode of Crocker's Corner right here on Line Sports. I'm your host, former NFL and AFL defensive back, Eric Crocker. And y'all know what it is, man. When y'all see me, we get into some matchups, and this is the championship rounds. We have Jamar Chase against the Kansas City Chiefs. We got Tyreek Hill against the Cincinnati Bengals. We got Brandon Aiyuk against the Rams and Cooper Kupp against the 49ers. We're going to get into the over-unders for all of these guys and where you should put your money. But first, before we get started, man, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, follow Line Sports on Twitter at Lines, and also follow Line Sports on Instagram at Lines_sports. So let's get into it, y'all, man. First matchup of the day, we got Jamar Chase against the Kansas City Chiefs. They got Mike Hughes. They got Snead. Those guys kind of having a rough go at it. The last time we saw these two teams go at it, and Jamar Chase kind of had his way, right? What was it? 266 yards, 11 receptions. Just torched them every which way possible. And just as early as last week, Chiefs secondary got torched by Gabriel Davis for over 200 yards and 4 touchdowns. So when we look at Jamar Chase and his over-under of 86.5 yards, that's high. And we haven't really gone with an over-under that high yet so far. We have not. This might be the first time. When you look at Jamar Chase and really what he brings, everything on the line, he's going to be targeted. He's coming off of a game last week where he had the one big play, got quiet for a little bit, and then all of a sudden, oh man, he's over 100 yards for the game against the Tennessee Titans. That was big time, and they have a good defense. When you look at Kansas City Chiefs and what he's able to do with them, I thought at one point it was almost like Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase to start playing catch. It was just like, hype, okay, run as far as you can, throw it, catch, boom, and big play, right? And that's not including the big play where he took off on everybody and outran everyone to the end zone. So, just looking at that matchup, what Jamar Chase is, he's had a terrific season. And you know the crazy thing is, he's been the best rookie in the NFL. Maybe you could say Michael Parsons. I saw this list. They had him at number 5. What are we talking about? This is the most explosive player on a team that's in the AFC Championship game, and I'm not sure if they're there without him. He's been tremendous. Now, there was a point in the season where his numbers started to kind of below 50 yards, and it probably wasn't up to the expectations. But when I look at this number right here, 86.5 yards over-under, with what he's doing, man, stop playing. I'm going with the over for Jamar Chase. Big-time players make big-time plays in big-time moments, and Jamar Chase, he's going to do it. Now, y'all know I like to throw a little bonus in there, and we did good with the bonus last week, but I got CJ Azuma tied in for the Cincinnati Bengals. Over-under is set at 35.5 yards. Take the over. He's been doing good. They're hitting him up seams. They're getting him some of these cheap yardage and situations. Shoes, come on now. The Bengals, they got all these receivers. They got Tyler Boyd. They got T. Higgins. We talked about Jamar Chase. Let's throw in another guy who is kind of the X factor in this whole thing. So when it comes down to Jamar Chase, man, we are taking the over on his yardage. Let's go. All right, y'all. Next matchup, man, we got Tyreek Hill against the Bengals secondary. 77.5 over under. This one's a little tougher. We see the explosive game he had last game, 150 yards, and that was terrific. One of them came off a big crossing route. Just caught the cross, and it was good coverage. Let's take y'all to school a little bit real quick. All right. When you look at some of these coverages that these teams are playing in, I know everybody talking about the defense that wasn't really there. It's almost invisible in the game against the Buffalo Bills, but they were playing 2-man. That means you have a bracket. You got a safety over the top. All right. And Tyreek Hill actually took an outside release, which is what the corner really wants. You want to funnel him outside. You know you got that safety over the top. Well, Tyreek Hill just kind of took an outside release, beat him back inside, and the ball was just on him, and then he did the rest with just his magical speed and explosiveness that he has. Didn't think it was bad defense. But anyways, explosive play, and he's bound to give you that. Now, one thing with him, his last 6 or so games, he only went over 100 yards or the over on this one time in his last 6 games. Up and down numbers. Some of it might be due to the injury, right? We know he had the heel injury. How effective was that? Like, how much did that affect him to not hit the over on his 77.5 yards? Not being as productive. But last game, he woke up and boom, you know what I'm saying? Had that explosive game. Is that going to be consistent? Tyreek Hill, he's getting his. But, you got Travis Kelce, you got Pringle, you got Miko Hardman. All these guys are really contributing to a lot of this. So when I look at this situation, do we take the over? Do we take the under? 77.5 yards. He's just been a little too inconsistent for me to put my money on. And y'all know I'm advising y'all where to put y'all money. So we're going to take the under with Tyreek Hill, 77.5 yards. Don't got a bonus in that game. But do got some guys that we want to talk about in the other conference championship game, the NFC side of things. We got Brandon Aiyuk over under at 47.5 yards. Last week, I told y'all, bet the under. Bet the under. I saw the conditions. We know Jimmy Garoppolo, what the Packers have done with outside guys. I'm like, man, bet the under. And what do you know? 0 catches and 0 yards for Brandon Aiyuk. But he ain't playing the Packers. He's not playing in those conditions. Playing in Levi South, right? And is he going to have this huge game? Last time these two teams played, he had, 6 catches over 100 yards. He did well. They counted on him in big situations. Deebo Samuel takes some attention away, with Jalen Ramsey and some of these guys. All right. So we know Brandon Aiyuk, he's going to get targeted. And the weather, I like it. Is he going to have a huge game? I don't know about a huge game. He's going to have another 100-yard game. I don't know. But 47.5 yards, we're definitely taking the over in that. I think he has that type of game, 50 yards, 55 yards. I could see that, and I definitely would put my money on that. All right, now with the last guy, come on, man, Cooper Kupp. And I talked about really kind of staying away from big over-unders, and his is big. Pause. 102.5 over-under. That's where it's set at for Cooper Kupp, and we know. He's been the most productive receiver this year. Just went for over 180 yards against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. What he's done this year against the 49ers, over 120 yards in both matchups, scored a touchdown in the last one. So when it comes to Cooper Kupp and the over-under of 102 yards, 102.5, we're taking the over. The trend has showed us 49ers can't stop him. And for them to win the game, maybe it doesn't come down to them having to stop him, but it is going to come down to, can they limit him a little bit? At least limit him to what he's, less than what he's done in the previous games, which is over 120 yards. Maybe he don't get that. But over 102, got to give that to him. So we're taking the over with that. All right, so let's recap a little bit real quick. All right, we started out with Jamar Chase. We're taking the over. We went to Tyreek Hill. We're taking the under. Azuma, that was the bonus in the Bengals game. Tight end, taking the over on his 35.5 yards. Tyreek Hill, under. Brandon Aiyuk, over 47.5 yards. Got that, man. And then last but not least, Cooper Kupp. He's kind of been torturing the 49ers, and he's really been torturing the entire league. So we're going with the over with him as well. So that's going to do it for this episode of Crocker's Corner. I hope y'all like this show. And if you do, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button on this YouTube video. Also, follow Lions Sports on all of their platforms. They're on Twitter, @Lions. They're on Instagram, @Lions_sports. And if you want some more of my takes, follow me on Twitter as well, @Eric_Crocker. But that's going to do it for this episode. Until next time, I will see y'all Super Bowl Sunday. We are out. Peace.